Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today I'm finally getting around to playing this awesome Boros Dragon deck. It is a deck that has been picking up more and more popularity over the last few months, especially in standard best of 3. It's got a whole bunch of power as well as some awesome tech cards in the main board as well as in the sideboard. Before I talk a little bit about the deck and see how it performs in the arena, of course I have to ask for your support. If you can help me out by subbing up, I'd really appreciate that. And then of course leave a comment down below. Let me know what your experience has been with the Boros Dragons deck. Do you see it a lot on the ladder? Do you never see it? Have you had a lot of fun playing with it or playing against it? I'd love to hear all of your thoughts on this deck. So what is going on with Boros Dragons? Well, because it is a Dragons deck, of course, we are playing 4 copies of Momo, Friendly Flyer, an honorary dragon, as goes with Momo. It is a 1/1 with flying, but it is going to give a 1 mana generic discount to the first non-lemur flying creature we play during each of our turns. That means that all of our flying dragons are going to be a little bit cheaper the first time we play them out. This is especially relevant for Clarion Conqueror because we can go Momo on turn 1 and Clarion Conqueror on turn 2. We can also warp in a Nova Hellkite for 2 because Momo will discount the warp cost on the Nova Hellkite. Then we are also playing 4 copies of Sarkhan Dragon Ascendant. This is an awesome 2 CMC, 2/2 human druid. When it enters, if we behold the dragon, we get to make a treasure. So a little bit of ramp that helps us get up to our Magmatic Hellkite on turn number 3. We'll come back to this guy in a second. And then Sarkhan, every time a dragon enters the battlefield, it is going to get a +1/+1 counter. So it's permanently getting bigger and it gains flying so it can evade over the opponent's ground blockers. Very powerful card. Of course, it's going to eat a ton of removal because it only has 2 toughness, but if it sticks on the field, it is a powerhouse. Then we got our dragons. Clarion Conqueror, you know this one because I've been playing it a ton. This is going to be shutting off the activated abilities of artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers. If it comes down against some opponents, it's just going to win the game all on its own. Magmatic Hellkite, maybe one you're a little bit unfamiliar with. This thing says, when it enters, destroy target non-basic land and opponent controls. They go and find a basic land, put it on the battlefield tapped. However, that land will come in with a stun counter. So we are going to put them off of their mana for 1 turn. We could really mess up some of their mana bases if they are being a little bit greedy, trying to play a lot of dual lands. And if they are super greedy and they're not playing any basics in their deck, we could actually just destroy their land and they can't go and get anything to replace it. Then we are playing Dragonhawk. This is a legendary dragon, bird dragon, Fate's Tempest, 5/5 for 5. This is actually the end or the win condition in the deck a lot of times. It says a lot of text. Whenever Dragonhawk enters or attacks, exile the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of creatures you control with power 4 or greater. The cards in our deck that can activate this are the Dragonhawk itself, Magmatic Hellkite, and the Nova Hellkite, and I guess also Roku if we get to that. That means usually we're going to be exiling 1 to 3 cards at most, I think, most of the time. Now, we can play those cards out. However, if we don't play those cards out, at the beginning of your next end step, Dragonhawk deals 2 damage to each opponent for each of those cards that are still exiled. So let's say we exile 3 cards. We don't cast any of them. We go to our end step. We're going to put those 3 cards into our exile zone and dome the opponent for 6. It's a sweet card to see pop off. And then, of course, Nova Hellkite, an awesome dragon, 4/5, has warp, has a regular side, flying haste, deals 1 damage. If we can get a creature with the 1 damage, it's kind of icing on the cake. Then we are playing some removal/burn spells, Burst Lightning, Boros Charm, and Lightning Helix. Lightning Helix and Burst Lightning can be used to remove creatures, and then Boros Charm also has the added benefit of potentially giving our permanents indestructible. I think most of the time we are not going to be giving our things double strike because, well, outside of the Dragonhawk, it's a 5. Yeah, it would deal 10 damage, but this doesn't matter, and this doesn't matter. So most of the time we want to be dealing 4 damage to the opponent's face, or we want to be using this to give our permanents indestructible. And the last card of mention is Legend of Roku and Saga in the deck. 3 modes. First mode, exile the top 3 cards of our library until the end of turn. You may play those cards. So a little bit of card advantage, really good against maybe the control matchups if we can hit it on the field. Then we get to add a 1 mana of any color, so a little bit of ramp on chapter 2. And then finally on chapter 3, it flips into Avatar Roku, which is a firebending 4/4/4. Mostly we care about the first chapter on this one. Over in the lands, we got a couple of interesting lands. We are playing Restless Bruvok. I don't know how to say that word.
Bivouac.
The Ox land, this thing, it's a creature land. We can turn it on if we need to. A lot of the time we're passing on turn 1, so putting this out on turn 1 is not such a big deal. Then we are playing 4 copies of Cavern of Souls because lots of counterspells in the meta, and then 1 copy of Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. At times I had as many as 3 or 4 copies of Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon in the main board, but I found with Lightning Helix and Boros Charm in the deck, it makes the mana base a little bit sketchy. So I want to make sure that we are able to cast out our Lightning Helix and Boros Charm just down to 1 copy of this. We can sacrifice it for 4, go and search our library for a dragon card. So that's that. Over in the sideboard, Requisition Raid, very good, allows us to destroy an artifact and enchantment. Bringing this in against Lessons can lead to some nasty blowouts if we can get a class card plus a monument. Ooh, it leads to some good moments. Fire Magic to blow up all of those go-wide strategies. Doorkeeper Thrall to stop entering the battlefield triggers of artifacts and creatures. Get lost for a little bit of removal, and then finally Rest in Peace to destroy graveyards. That is the plan. We're going to see how it performs and hopefully have a little bit of luck and a whole lot of fun. See you over in the games. Okie dokie. So the goal for today, not get angry and not get salty. That's what I'm hoping to do. Opening hand, unplayable. Seems to be the way it goes. Now we do no, it's unplayable, right? If we had 2 lands, we could have kept it. All right. Are we playing Burn? We might we might be playing Burn. We are going to keep this one, but we desperately need to find some dragons. And that's good. Clarion Conqueror on turn 3 against somebody who's representing green could be huge for us. So there is the Badger Mole Cub. We are a little bit slow, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to blast the Badger Mole Cub with the Burst Lightning. I don't want them... They could possibly rush out a Ouroboride here. So I'm going to shock in the Sacred Foundry, take a little bit of damage, just because I have the Lightning Helix here. If they put out the Ouroboride... Oh, they can't put out the Ouroboride. I'm dumb. They are short 1 mana. Okay, Surrak is bad news. And I honestly think probably just killing the Surrak here is good enough. I'm not going to be saving that for the next turn because I think I'm going to be jamming the Clarion Conqueror. Here is a good example of Momo being awesome. Momo can go out first, then the Clarion Conqueror can follow it up. So now this forest is turned off. They can no longer put out the Ouroboride because they'll only have 3 mana maximum. And hopefully we can start slamming in with these flyers. Okay. The opponent with the better card sleeves than I have. Man, that would be... Do I have that? I don't know. Earthbender Ascension. Interesting choice from the opponent. They put it up to a 3/3. I guess that makes sense. So they've now ramped quite effectively, and we're not going to be blocking this forest. So the race is now officially on. Let's get in for 4. We do have 8 damage in hand, kind of. It's going to take us 2 turns to deploy it, but I think that is going to be the game plan, is try to put them on a 2-turn clock. It could kind of work out. Lumbering Worldwagon does not turn on because our activated abilities of artifacts turned off thanks to the Clarion Conqueror. So they're sitting here with just a 3/3 forest attacking in. We'll go down to 15, not a big deal. If only Clarion Conqueror also shut off lands. That'd be awesome. Oh, okay. So they're going to get this forest up a little bit more powerful. Unfortunately, we have double Cavern of Souls on the field, so these Boros Charms are going to be a little annoying to cast out. Still, our clock is better. And we are going to be firing this off. End of turn. So down to 12. We'll take them down to 8. We'll go from there. What could they have? They seem like they have something, but I don't know what it could possibly be. We're not going to put out the Momo because the Momo would cost us the white mana over here. I guess what I could have done with the Cavern of Souls, the second of Cavern of Souls, and which I should probably do in the future, is put one of these on human or lemur, but it's probably human. And as long as they don't find a reach creature here, we should be in an okay position. They definitely have some reach creatures, but I don't think they're going to be doing 14 damage against us with without being able to turn on the Lumbering World Wagon. They are getting a ton of triggers. They're loading up the Ice Till Explorer, interestingly. I don't know why they're not going to try to go in with the Forest, but we'll see. This is so many annoying triggers to go through. I have to sit here and click and click and click. I could, I suppose, just fire off this Boros Charm. Make it known that they are probably dead. Oh, they might not be dead. Because they're going to play out the Esper Origin. The Esper Origin milled into the graveyard was huge for the opponent. So now I think we're dead. If they stabilize... Can't turn on the Lumbering World Wagon, opponent. Did they think that they could turn on the Lumbering World Wagon? Oh, Clarion Conqueror coming in clutch. So hopefully they use their mana to like activate Ba Sing Se. Opponent, Clarion Conqueror. This? No. Clarion Conqueror says no. Okay. This will all come down to whether or not they put out the Esper Origins. If they put out Esper Origins, we probably lose this game. Oh. Oh, devastating. Okay, so we could... We still have avenues here. If we find another Flyer off the top, if we find a burn spell off the top, we could be okay. So, take them down to 6. Come on. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Oh, okay. We got to make sure we do it properly. We keep this friendly Flyer. We pump up the other one. What a close match. Oh my god. Top decked opponent. Yeah. Oh, it feels good. Clarion Conqueror absolutely saved our butts in that game. Hey, Wizards, nice bug. So, what are we bringing in against this opponent? Honestly, Requisition Raid seems okay. So does kind of Rest in Peace. Man, we got a lot of things that we can bring in here. All right, I think what we're going to do, Boros Charm, I think, is probably not ideal in this matchup. I also think Legend of Roku probably not going to really help us out. It's going to be too slow, and Boros Charm only going face, not great. We don't really need it for the protection, so we're going to cut both of those cards. I think Rec Raid could be good. If we need to get rid of the opponent's Earthbender Ascension, it's just so powerful. And then if we can also hit a Lumbering World Wagon at the same time, could be huge upside. So I think that is worth bringing in. I'm going to bring in a couple of copies of the Fire Magic just to wipe out a wide board if they end up... See, I don't know about the Fire Magic. Get Lost is definitely coming in to hit the bigger stuff with the 4 toughness and such. But I don't know about the Fire Magic because they might just go tall rather than wide. So this card kind of feels a little bit sus to me. I think I'm going to go down 1 Burst Lightning. And Doorkeeper Thrall, probably not good enough in this matchup. So we'll try it like this. Maybe we got a little bit lucky in that last game. But we did mulligan down to 6. And we did have kind of a sketchy hand. So... yeah, let's just trust in the dragons. Magmatic Hellkite, not going to be overly great in this matchup because obviously destroying one of their lands is going to give them more landfall triggers when they have an Earthbender's Ascension on the field, for example. And we only really have Ba Sing Se to hit, so not great. We can keep it. If I can get a snipe on something with the Nova Hellkite on turn 3, that'll be a big upside, but that's going to be a big if. I don't think there's going to be a lot of targets. There's 1 target, I guess. And Sarkhan showing up kind of hot. Love my boy over here. Okay, the opponent, though, loading up this Shaz's Chocobo. It is now out of Nova Hellkite range. It might have to end up eating a Get Lost at some point. Okay, no more lands deck. I would appreciate it if you could ease up on that end. Let's see what their follow-up is. If they put out an Earthbender's Ascension on the next turn, maybe we go after it with the Get Lost. It's a Badger Mole Cub instead. Okay, I like this. I've been seeing more and more people do this. They animate the Fable Passage with the Badger Mole Cub. The Fable Passage comes back because it was an Earthbent land, and they get the forest from that. Really cool little tech there. And we might just be absolutely outgunned here. Okay, probably we need to use the Get Lost on the Shaz's Chocobo. just to get rid of it because it's going to be hitting me for way too much damage. They could have protection, but I don't think they do. So let's put this out on Dragon. I don't think... No, I'm not going to swing in. I was thinking about swinging in. Let's just hit the Shaz's Chocobo with this. And yeah, Momo for the next turn. Okay, we could be in trouble. I'm going to leave Sarkhan back for blockers. They might put the Badger Mole Cub in front of it. The Badger Mole Cub right now is not giving double mana to anything, so I think they would probably put it in front of it now that I think about it a little bit more. But our position really bad. We need a lot of help. Unfortunately, Nova Hellkite hitting the Badger Mole Cubs doesn't really work out for us. Ooh, there's the Llanowar Elf, and they put it in the graveyard, knowing that we have the Nova Hellkite. Probably pretty smart to do that. And now, old Badgie's coming in. Take 4, go down to 9. That doesn't feel good. Okay, so I deal 2 damage to everything, but that's not a great place to be. Well, I suppose we are going to be doing this no matter what, warping in the Nova Hellkite, making them crack the Fabled Passage at the very least. They were going to do this anyways, but I don't see the damage here. They just let it happen. That's interesting that they would just let it go. Okay. Now, do I just attack? I'm definitely attacking with that. Probably attacking with the Momo and leaving the Sarkhan back as a blocker for the 2/2. I suppose what I should be doing is taking some of the Momos out if I'm bringing in Fire Magic. I didn't really think about that too clearly, but Momo is pretty vulnerable if this Fire Magic is sitting here. And the Get Lost, maybe I got to reevaluate the Get Lost. I think it's a good card to have in the deck, but maybe bringing it in against a Badger Mole Cub deck might not be the best way to go about things. They do that. Okay. Well, they can attack him with a 4/4. We go down to 9. Or we go down from 9 down to 5. Was it... I'm looking at their life. They're at 14. They're going to put out the... I mean, I can't do anything, can I? Burst Lightning. So how much damage do I have? This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But if I use Requisition Raid, so I put this on the field. I mean, this is going on the... So should I just do it? It's fine. Yeah, we're putting this on the field no matter what. Nova Hellkite hits. Sarkhan goes up to a 4/4. Momo goes up to a 2/2. And the Nova Hellkite's a 4, so that's 10 damage. This gives me 13 damage. But I can't do Fire Magic, or sorry, I can't do Burst Lightning, and I can't do Requisition Raid at the same time. I'm 1 mana short on things, and I don't really want to go down too low. So it seems like what I needed to do last turn was attacking with the Sarkhan. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, opponent. What a gamer. Okay, so now I guess I can use the Fire Magic to kill the Badger Mole Cub. That's crazy. Okay, let's get in with the Sarkhan. And then Fire Magic to remove the Badger Mole Cub. I guess it deals 1 damage to everything. Pay 1 from the clue. Boom. Did I make a mistake here? I don't know. Enter tapped. And now our Momo needs to jump in front of probably... I don't know what has to go in front. Whoa! Nice draw from the opponent. So they top deck Melt Strider's Resolve. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Take out my 1 blocker. They load up the Bossing Say, Fabled Passage, and get in for lethal. Okay, close game, close game. Man, was there something I could have done something differently there? I kind of felt like I could have somewhere. You know, now I'm looking... I feel like I want to have the Burst Lightnings to be able to hit the... Is Fire Magic bad? No, we're on the play, so I think Fire Magic actually has better value when I'm on the play. Okay, we'll try it like this. Kind of crazy to think that the opponent brought in tech to take out a flying creature. Maybe dragons are actually gaining enough popularity to justify that. Okay, we're going to keep it. It's a bit of a sketchy hand, but we can do Sarkhan on turn 2 into Clarion Conqueror on turn 3. We do have the Lightning Helix to blast something if we need to. And then, yeah, go from there. It looks okay. We need to find at least a few more lands. The deck is playing a good number of lands. I think it's 20. I think it's 25. It might be 24. I always forget. I always forget to check. Okay, they have the turn 1 Land of War Elf this time around. Ooh, okay. Does that? No, we gotta stick to the plan of Sarkhan into. Let's show them the Dragonhawk. We'll show them the Dragonhawk just to make them think, oh, it's only a 5-drop. I got time. Okay, the opponent with the Shaz's Chocobo. Do they have? If they have a land drop here, we do it, right? This is so risky, but I think we do it. Boom. Okay. Land. Oh, I got punished. I got punished for being kind of greedy. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I think getting the 2-for-1 there is probably worth it because the Shaz's Chocobo gets out of control so quickly. Like in the last game, us having to use the Get Lost on the 5/6 probably was what sealed it for us. Okay. Do they have another land? They do have a land. They have a follow-up. I'm gonna use this on the Lightning Helix on the Badger Mole Cup. Come on, deck. Come on, don't fail me. I know keeping a 2-land hand is risky, and I know probably I needed to rely more on that artifact. Okay, Lumbering World Wagon can start going, but if we get the Conqueror on the field, we could be in really good shape. Come on, deck. Come on. Don't treat me like this. Oh, no. Why? Why does Magic have to? I said I wasn't gonna get frustrated. And there's the Earthbender's Ascendant. So the opponent has hit every turn exactly what they wanted. They went turn 1, Land of War, turn 2, Badger Mole Cub, turn 3. I think, no, maybe they skipped one turn because they did put out the Shaz's Chocobo there. And we are sitting here with the exact answer that we need in hand, and we just can't get it on the field. They're down to 1 card, though, so there is still hope. I'm not giving up hope. That's fine. They kill our Sarkhan. It's okay. It's actually better that they kill the Sarkhan than the Clarion Conqueror next turn. Come on, baby. Okay, we're back in this. We got ourselves a game. We got ourselves a game. So we are still facing down a 3/5 forest that's going to be getting bigger. It's going to probably go, it's going to get Earthbent 2 here. We need to actually hit, we need to hit another land. This thing, destroy target non-base. I need a land so I can get the Magmatic Hellkite on the field to hit the Bossing Say. Surely they didn't. They ran hot in game 1, top decking some good stuff. Oh, they go this way with a 4. Okay. I was kind of thinking maybe they want to attack with the forest so that I block it. This can't hit. Can it hit the forest? Target creature. It's a creature. I guess I can. Okay. Drawing badly here. It's okay. Let's get in for 3. And I'm going to get lost. I think the forest that they try to load up here. Okay. It's fine. Let's send this card back to the Shadow Realm. I don't know if I was supposed to attack in with it or not. Actually, Sarkhan's really annoying because the Nova Hellkite targets something. So I don't even want to put it onto the field, really. There's a land. Okay. So if I hit them down to 8 and I put out the Clarion Conqueror, then next turn I can Nova Hellkite and kill them. Am I going to die next turn if they swing at me? No. Okay, so here's the plan. We put out the Sacred Foundry, we put out the Clarion Conqueror, we attack in for 3. And next turn, we have enough damage with 3 creatures, our Clarion Conqueror and the Nova Hellkite. If they spend this turn doing this, it's okay. That's 5. Oh, good. Okay. Nothing. Do we go Lightning Helix or do we go... I don't want to give them a card, actually. I'm really scared of letting them draw with the Surrak, so we'll go the safer way, hit them with the Lightning Helix. What a nerve-wracking game at the end, but Clarion Conqueror turning off the maps, turning off the Lumbering World Wagon, and the opponent drawing just a few too many lands. Oh, why does it have to be so stressful? Next one. Oh boy. The beauty of best of 3, man. Some of these games are nerve-wracking. Had to do a little bit of a restart there to get rid of that white bug. It drives me crazy. Oh, man. Opening hand. If one of these lands were a dragon, I think we could justify keeping it. But the opponent has mulligan. We're going to mulligan as well. Oh, man. It's not great. It's okay. We'll keep it. We'll throw away one of the Boros charms and maybe try to get up to this Dragonhawk Tempest. If we find, like, again, are we going up against landfall one more time? Okay, well, it's a land. I'm not going to put out the Momo because running it out right now it's not doing anything. I don't have a turn to follow up. I think I'd rather just keep the Burst Lightning open for some disaster thing. Ruby. Does Ruby fall under disaster? Okay. If we hit... Oh, man. If we can get a Clarion Conqueror going. Ooh, boy. I think I am going to hit the Ruby instead of the Gene Pollinator. Gene Pollinator hit me for 1. Not a big deal. There is the Sacred Foundry. So I think this time we just run out the Momo and pray that we hit a... You know what would be really nice is a Nova Hellkite. Nova Hellkite to smoke this Llanowar Elf would be fantastic. Or... Clarion Conqueror. That's the dream right now. Oh, no, they had it. All right. So when your opponent just has the beautiful 1, 2, 3 punch here, there's not a whole lot we can really do. It's, you know what? This is good. But really, what am I doing here? I get rid of 1 creature. That's good. We're going to get hit for so much damage on the following turn. Maybe we can make something happen here, though. We're going to try our best. Boom. Hopefully they draw just a land. Gene Pollinator. It's fine. It's fine. They can't attack all. No. Okay, there we go. So we can still block at least 4 of the damage with the Magmatic Hellkite. Boom, boom, boom. And now we have damage, but we are just going to take lethal damage, right? Yeah. All right, 4 funds. We put it onto the field. This exiles 2 cards, so that's 4 damage. How much? Oh, no, we're short. We're short just a little bit of damage. I'm going to attack for fun and hope that maybe they skip through their combat. Nope. All right, opponent. Or Boride rushing it out. Still good. All right, so I guess the plan, similarly to our previous game, Boros Charm, I think, has quite a low value overall. Probably I'm going to take out all 4 of them. I think in this case, I'm bringing in all the Burst Lightnings because the opponent is playing a much lower to the ground curve. And I also think I want to have some number of the Get Losts because I cannot let an Ouroboride sit on the field at all. I'm going to take out 1 Momo. It's a legendary creature. They're not probably going to be removing it, and it's very vulnerable to the fire magic, so I think it's fine to go this way. Now, Doorkeeper Thrall. Doorkeeper Thrall stops the Badger Mokub and the inevitable Craterhoof Behemoth. So I could take them out, the Legend of Roku, and put in 2 of the Doorkeeper Thralls. It does kind of stop some of our stuff from happening as well, but probably it's a little bit better than not having it. And I don't think the Rokus are going to be doing too much for us. I think they're just a little bit too slow. So The opponent had a really good start there. I don't remember who was on the play. We also mulligan and throwing it away. Wow. Why couldn't this be a land? Okay. Okay. So we are all in on Lightning Helix or Nova Hell. I think it's the Lightning Helixes. We're going to hold them and just pray that the Lightning Helixes can hit some important cards. Nova Hellkite's going to be good if we can get to it and hit the Llanowar Elf. Do I need to do the Llanowar Elf now? No. I think drawing a land, hitting the Llanowar Elf with the Nova Hellkite is going to be better. Yeah, all we can do here. Sure. We'll hit the Badger Mole Cub with the Burst Lightning. They're going to get 2 mana from the Llanowar Elf no matter when we do it, so it's fine. Okay, position's real bad. Real bad, real bad. Maybe I shouldn't have... Maybe I should have let the Esper Origins resolve first so they got their surveils and knew what they were up to, and there it is. Well, a little bit of a rough one. I guess that's Magic for you, right? Sometimes your opponent runs out an Ouroboride super fast and you don't have removal for it, and then the follow-up game, sometimes you just run into a multi-5. Do we use the Get Lost on this? Probably. Yeah, they're going to get some tokens. That's good. So, man, it's so bad. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And if they have the Ouroboride here, it makes things so awkward because we'll have Lightning Helix and they'll have an Ouroboride on 4 toughness. But I think I needed to clear their board just a little bit. They definitely have the lands for the Ouroboride, so if they slam it here... Yeah. And now we're stuck. All right, opponent GG. Real tough one. I think I just had to gamble. And now with the Halana and the Elena. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Absolutely destroyed. I think that was more our deck not functioning well. I don't know why I said it was our deck not functioning well. It's more the opponent's deck functioning extraordinarily well. They had some good draws. So it is what it is. Hey, finally we get a playable hand. Imagine that. Can you believe it? A playable hand. In 2026 Magic? Impossible. Ooh. 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 We have so many choices here. I think I'm going to go out with the Sarkhan first, though. I don't know if the Clarion Conqueror is actually going to do anything in this matchup. But if we can get maybe down a quick Legend of Roku, that could be really neat. We're against Golgari, so it could be a little bit of a grindy matchup. It could also be a Reanimator matchup. Okie doke. So, Mosswood Dread Knight. I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to run out the Nova Hellkite. I'm going to just put as much damage through to their face as I can. And go from there. They're going to be taking possibly some damage from their own deck. Things like Mosswood Dread Knight maybe indicates that they could have other cards in their deck that could cause them to lose some life. Hauntwood of the Overwood. Oh, sorry, Hauntwood of the Hauntwoods. What's Overwood? I don't know. Not a big deal for us, though. So we just stick to the plan, right? Of jamming damage into their face. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. That's nice and smooth. Now, what is the opponent up to? I have no idea. Are they doing graveyard shenanigans? Is it even worth it to bring in the Rest in Peace against, you know, Dread Knight? Yeah, it's good. It comes back and does the thing. But honestly, I think the way my deck is built right now is kind of where I want it to be. I could see bringing in maybe a Get Lost, but I don't know. I don't have enough information about what the opponent's playing, and I don't really know what that type of like Golgari mid-range deck is doing to be able to make sideboarding choices that would be beneficial to the deck. I'm just, yeah, kind of a weird spot. Let's hope our deck plays as beautifully as it did in the last game. 2 lands. I'm kind of getting traumatized from keeping 2-hand lands, but 2 land hands. I think I said it properly that time. I'm going to try it, though. We're going to see. There's trauma's coming. We're we're full up on trauma, boys. This game dishing out bad vibes constantly. Okay. You know what? Okay, Sarkhan, you're an okay draw. If I wasn't drawing a land here, I think Sarkhan is just fine. And let's see if they go out with their Hauntwood. No, they go out with a Mouse Knight. Okay, do they have the follow-up? No. Okay, land, please. Oh, and it's a good land. It's a very good land. So let's put Nova Hellkite to the field. Bing, bing, the Dread Knight. I think they probably have a Hex for the Sarkhan. There it is. Poor Sarkhan's out here taking hexes constantly, but it is... I'm not going to finish that, actually. I was thinking, after editing one of my more recent videos, I started to realize that there are certain things that I say way too frequently, and I was thinking about putting up like a little banned sentences list. And if you know what I was going to say, or how I was going to finish the rest of that sentence, you know exactly what I'm hinting at. There's something I keep saying in videos, from time to time, that I know I want to stop saying. Okay, they don't do anything here. Okay, Sarkhan. Let's get old Sarky onto the field. I have a feeling that they have another Requiting Hex, but you know what? Let's get the Clarion Conqueror on the field. We're going to use both of our treasures up, but the treasures were going to be useless with the Clarion Conqueror on the field. Nowhere to run. Do they hit? What do they hit? Whoa, they're afraid of the Clarion Conqueror. I guess that makes sense because they could have, like, no matter how big the Sarkhan gets, if they have more Requiting Hexes, they're going to be able to remove it. Okie doke. So the opponent loaded up on pain. And I suppose, yeah, I'll hit the Mosswood Dread Knight this time around. They're going to get a little bit of value out of that, which I don't like, but we can eventually play up to maybe this Nova Hellkite, and we do have 7 points of damage in hand. They're taking damage all by themselves, helping us ever so slightly out. Man, I really like this Golgari. Like, it reminds me of modern Rock, if you know what the Rock is. Back in the day when I was playing Modern, this would be like 2017, 2018. Back in the day, 2017. Imagine that sentence. Oh no, it's the wrong land. There was a deck called the Rock. It's a Golgari deck, and the deck was called the Rock because it was solid. It's a solid deck. It was playing cards that were very reliable. That's a lot of mana, opponent. 8 mana. Let's see what we're dropping. This deck definitely feels very similar to that type of deck. Okay. So that means we lose the game. Is this a cast or ETB? It is an ETB. And Magmatic Hellkite is good. The problem is it has to jump in front of the Lewis, and I think we're going to go to game 3. The opponent definitely had us there, had our number. So what are we doing against this opponent? Am I bringing in Doorkeeper Thrall just to stop Louis? What else? They haven't shown us any other cards that are like ETB stuff. What would Golgari creatures have that is ETB? This card hitting the field is going to be absolutely devastating to us, especially if they're able to build up enough mana. But the Doorkeeper Thrall is going to be very vulnerable. Yeah, I'm just gonna run it back. I'm gonna trust that the deck can function a little bit better. I don't feel like it's worth it to bring in a Doorkeeper Thrall against a deck that's playing like hexes and nowhere to run to stop a big Louis. I like saying that, Louis. Hey. Okay. Is it keepable? It's not. It's honestly, it's awful, right? I'm going to throw away the Dragonhawk because the Dragonhawk is literally doing nothing for me. And I'm going to put this out tapped, and our whole game plan rests on the Legend of Roku. Okay. Second Momo, not great. However, if Momo eats a Hex, I'll be okay with that, I suppose. Okay. Super fine with that, I think. Let's go out with another Momo. And yeah, this Legend of Roku is going to have to do some heavy lifting. Honestly, it's not going to be enough. And do I really want to play it out on turn 4? Or do I want to play it out on turn 5? Okay. Okay. Well, I think I'm playing it out now. Okay, please hit a playable card next turn. Nova Hellkites are okay. I can go Burst Lightning and Nova Hellkite. We're gonna lose one of them. No, you know what? I can put out both Nova Hellkites. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, baby. A Dragonhawk for the future too. Okay. Right. I have 6 mana. Boom. You may cast this card from your hand. Hey, did we all learn something? It's fine. It's fine. I didn't take 2 damage for absolutely nothing. I got a Nova Hellkite on the field. I Burst Lightning them for 1. I think I probably would have made that choice anyways. It just kind of sucks. Okay, Roku. Hey, we get to see Roku. And we have a Dragonhawk to put down. Boom. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to deal 6 damage, so no attack. 6 damage to the dome. They have to do something pretty big here, which absolutely in the cards here. But if we get to attack with Avatar Roku, a little bit... Someone explained to me why... I guess it's because he transforms, right? Exile this Saga, then return to the battlefield. That's why it doesn't have haste. It doesn't just flip and have haste. Okay, they load up their Unholy Annex, so they're going to drain us down for 2 and gain a little bit. Magmatic Hellkite is good. So, if I put out the Magmatic Hellkite, do I want to just make a dragon with this mana? How much mana am I going to have? I'm going to have Firebending 4. And it's going to cost 8. So I can't actually put out the Magmatic Hellkite and Firebend to make a 4/4 dragon. It's got to be just attack straight, right? Okay. What do you got, opponent? Show me something good. Oh. Hang on. Is it... No. I don't know how it would have worked. Could I have made a dragon with the mana? I wonder if I could have made a dragon with the mana and got more from the Firehawk. We're gonna use that mana anyways from Roku, and now we do have the Lightning Helix to deal a little bit of extra damage. But is this just them giving it to us? They have the Caustic Exhale, so this is still lethal damage, right? Oh wait, what? Oh, it only does -3? Wow. And we get there. Boom. What a good matchup. One more time. Man, some of these games are so awesome. All right. Ooh. And we got to see Roku do something. My boy. All right, we're going to play one more. It's going to be a little bit tight on time. I hope it's not one of those grindy games. But I'm going to try to squeeze one more video into this one because I'm having a whole lot of fun playing dragons. Hand looks a little slow, but if we do find a Momo, we find a Sarkhan, we can be real good shape. Both of those are 1 CMC. We got 8 of them, not 1 CMC, sorry. 1 and 2 CMC, and we have 8 of them in the deck. Could be the mirror. Could be the mirror. Hello, opponent. Okay. It could, oh, it is the mirror. Okay. Sarkhan, we're probably going to have to blast it with the Burst Lightning almost no matter what. They reveal a Clarion Conqueror, and that's going to be pretty good to get on the field next turn. We did find our 4th land. Boros Charm, I think, is not going to be great in this matchup, but if we can next turn Nova Hellkite, we can get in for 4 damage at the very least. Ooh, they're going that way. Okay, okay. So the opponent being on the play, maybe giving them a pretty big advantage here. They are holding up. Okay, yeah, let's Momo. Momo plus Nova Hellkite. We're going to do it anyways, right? We're going to get the Nova Hellkite down. This way we have the Momo on the field. They're going to have to probably get rid of it, or things could get out of hand very quickly. Next turn, we can actually run out the Nova Hellkite again, or throw down... Well, Magmatic Hellkite, I think no matter what, is hitting the field next turn. And, oh yeah. Yeah, I guess I should have considered that. Poor Momo. I threw you to the wolves for no reason. But that's okay. Magmatic Hellkite, we're going to have to decide whether or not we actually want to block the Nova Hellkite, though. I think that's going to be a very big consideration. If they swing in, I think I don't want to block, because what could happen is we take 4 damage, they take 4 damage on their Nova Hellkite, and they have a Burst Lightning to finish off our boy. They didn't show anything. Cowardly behavior. What do we what do we got here? If I attack, is that crazy? I think this is actually a crazy attack. Psycho behavior, and they don't do anything. Okay. So we just, unfortunately, we missed on the land. We needed a land really badly there. But I think I need to put some damage on the opponent and maybe try to sneak out a win somewhere. I have a feeling I'm in big old trouble here. We're going to get hit for 7, down to 5. We're going to take all of it. If they have a Boros Charm and a Burst Lightning. Okay. Just a follow-up Sacred Foundry and nothing. Let's put 4 damage on their face. 4 damage up top. Let's put another 2 damage up top. They had enough. They had what? Opponent, what did you have in hand? There's no way. There's no way you didn't have anything. They had no way of dealing with our... Even they didn't have a Burst Lightning to smoke the Momo? What? I think we bring in the Get Lost here. We probably go down 1 Boros Charm, 1 Momo. Do I want to go out with the Momos? The Momos are going to be very vulnerable to their Nova Hellkites, but we also kind of just want them on the field, though. We could also bring in the Doorkeeper Thrall as a bit of a surprise, especially on the draw. We might want to flash something like that in if they're going to be using their Magmatic Hellkites or something. I don't, you know what, it's not. Let's try it. Let's go down the Momos, because I think the Momo is just way too vulnerable. I don't want to give them so much value. Nova, knowing that they have Nova Hellkites, they're going to be running them out right away. It's so good for them. If we know when we can put the Doorkeeper Thrall on the field, we might be able to get a little bit sneaky. Do you keep it? Is this a keepable hand? Is this a keepable hand? I promise, if I don't draw a land, I'm not going to complain. This is 100% on me. This is my fault. I'm keeping a 2-land hand with only 3 CMC. This is a bad keep. This is a gambler's keep through and through. But you know what? The deck has been running okay. And I think I can take a risk, because if I go land, this hand probably is really doing a lot of damage to them. Okay. Oh, never punished. Never punished. Well, I mean, we might get punished here. What do I want to see off the top? I want to see a Burst Lightning or a Lightning Helix, and I want to see them play a Sarkhan, I guess. So Prophecy's coming through. There's the Sarkhan. Don't behold something. Oh, okay. Of course. Okay. Well, at least we have a playable with the Doorkeeper Thrall. It's not a good playable. Okay. It's kind of an important playable here. So we get to at least stop the Magmatic Hellkite from destroying our probably Restless Bivouac. How do I got to figure out how to say that. Also, Sarkhan not getting bigger. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run out... No, I don't want to run out of Nova Hellkite. Let's put out a Clarion Conqueror. The board Not great, but we did draw land. Unfortunately, that Magmatic Hellkite is pretty huge for the opponent, so we are going to need to fight through that. We need to find our get losts, I suppose. They have a Nova Hellkite, so they can start getting real frisky. We take 8 down to 10. Ouch, ouch. We're going to have to shock in this Sacred Foundry, I think, for the Magmatic Hellkite, just to have a blocker on the field. Yeah. Ouch, okay. So the Sarkhan actually pretty big for the opponent. Am I attacking? I'm not going to attack with the Doorkeeper Thrall. I need maybe something to chump block if I get into a really bad position. I don't know. I think this game actually kind of went lopsided. Maybe it was a really bad keep for us. Boom. Exercise from the sideboard. That's a pretty good card to have in the side. We take it. Hope they don't have 2 damage. It's a Momo. So unfortunately, we can't hit the Momo. And we didn't draw land. We drew, you know, a good card. The Lightning Helix can help us a little bit, but it's not going to be enough. So I think probably what I just have to do is I have to pass, because the Nova Hellkite's warping them in is not going to do me enough or give me enough value. And then the Clarion Conqueror, one of these Nova Hellkites needed to be a land. But, I mean, how many lands am I expecting this deck to draw, right? What do you think? Is this the wrong card to be bringing in? Is this just the wrong card to have in the sideboard? I'm so confused about... Ouch. I'm so confused about the Doorkeeper Thrall, because it seems like it causes me more trouble than it helps most of the time. They swing big. We survive. It's not great, but we do have at least one more turn. Ouch. Ouch. Of course, we get punished by our mana base. Draw the land that we can't put onto the field. Okay, run it back. Let's see. Missing the Momo. You know what? Not having Momos in the deck is maybe a big problem. This is the first time I've ever sided out all of the Momos. And I'm kind of thinking that maybe they are more integral to the overall strategy of the deck than I was originally thinking. And maybe I really do need that discount, even if they are vulnerable to a Nova Hellkite. I probably should have brought them back in on the draw, or sorry, on the play. It's so slow. I'm going to try it. It's so slow, but I think it's playable enough. And if I can get value out of the Nova Hellkite and value out of the Magmatic Hellkite, it could be good. There's our value. There's our value. Okay. I'm going to conserve my life. I actually think my life total is important in this matchup. I did not want a Sunbillow Verge here. Yikes. You know what would have been nice would Burst Lightning, because if they play out of Sarkhan here, I would have loved to have hit that. A Voice of Victory. When I first started playing this deck, I was actually playing Voice of Victory. Okay, so we do get something here. We get in for 4 damage. That's not a big deal. The Voice of Victory is not doing anything to us. Unfortunately, what's doing more damage to us than anything is drawing 2 lands off the top when we had a 5-land hand off the bat. And they're hitting their lands as well. We needed this Magmatic Hellkite to blank them a little bit harder than that. And we know that they're playing Exercise, they're playing Seer, they're playing a bunch of cards. That very good draw. So it's possible we can sneak something here. Whatever. We'll get rid of the Inspiring Vantage. They bring in a Plains? Maybe? No, a Mountain. Okay. Okay, we need some luck. No Exercise. Whoa, they pass. What does a pass there mean? Why land? Why land? Why now? Okay, Nova Hellkite. I think the Dragonhawk is actually too important to just run out onto the field. So we're going to just try to attack in for 4. They have a get lost. That's okay. I think I'm putting damage on them. Having the Dragonhawk maybe puts us in a good spot for a win suddenly. That's good, though. That's a lot of damage coming at our face. Really wish I had the Magmatic Hellkite back. I'm not going to feel too bad if I lose this one, I think, because this running has been bad, to say the least. That's a lot of lands off the top of the deck, considering how few lands I had drawn originally. The Burst Lightning doesn't do anything for me, so I may as well let the Burst Lightning hit something. Let's put the +1, potential +1/+1 Burst Lightning. I'm keeping that one, though. I can't attack. 4 damage to the dome. Oh, man. Oh. Wow. I don't know. I think the opponent threw it in a little bit too quickly there, but I think we kind of stole some wins in this one. Wow. What a way to end. All right, so Boros Dragons proving that it's actually a pretty sweet deck. A lot of fun games in this little set. A little frustration setting in once in a while with our lands. Things were not pumping as they should. 24 might be a smidge too short. I think maybe going up to 25 could be good when you're playing 5 drops. I think it might be a bit of a greedy mana base. Overall, though, I think the deck is running well. I really like this version of the deck that's running Boros Charm and Lightning Helix. Previously, I was playing one that was more similar to the one my opponent was playing in the last game, where they were running the Voice of Victory. But I found the Voice of Victory was a card that I was taking out of the main board so often. So looking around, I came across one that looked like this, and this one has felt better. There are so many variations of the Boros Dragons deck, but the core of the deck is Momo, Sarkhan, Clarion Conqueror, Magmatic Hellkite, Dragonhawk, and Nova Hellkite. And then you have a little bit of flex with these 4 cards here. You can choose and change them however you want to best suit your needs. But I think as long as you have this core, you are running pretty well. Unfortunately, expensive deck. Momo also rare? Yeah, all rares and mythics. So it's one of these decks that I think a lot of people probably won't end up experiencing themselves because, well, the cost to get in is just too much. Otherwise, it's cool. It's a whole lot of fun. The only card that I think is very, very questionable, of course, is the Doorkeeper Thrall. I've been trying to jam this into so many decks, and it tends not to work. Might be better just to have removal in this slot or something else. I'm not really sure, but let me know what your opinions are of the Doorkeeper Thrall. Is it right for this deck? We have a lot of ETBs. You know, we're blanking all 3 of these big dragons as well as Sarkhan. So I'm starting to think that maybe this card... He needs to take a little bit of a vacation. That's it for this one. If you stuck around until the end, thank you very much. This one went long, but I hope you enjoyed it because I certainly enjoyed it. Those were a whole lot of fun. And hey, we climbed a little bit closer to Mythic. Fun. That's it for this one. Take care. Saranga Ipuna. Time to get back to some Diablo 2. I hope you guys have also been enjoying the Warlock because I've been playing that a ton. And I'm going to go back and do a little bit more. See you all in the next one. Bye-bye.